All right, so who am I? Really, I'm just a guy that loves Pokemon. I haven't really decided a name for this channel. May base it off my TikTok channel, but a little bit of like backstory. I mean, I've been collecting Pokemon cards since as long as I can remember. Like I grew up with my around my uncle, and there were Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards all over the floor at all times. Probably now thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards. Um, and fast forward years, I've been playing the Game Boy games and collecting cards when I can. Like when my grandparents and parents would buy me them. And one year we go to New Mexico to go visit my aunt, and she's been collecting Pokemon cards since release. So base set all the way up until this is probably like 2004, 2005. So almost 10 years. And I mean, she like her husband was a pilot, so she had, I mean, literally every like multiple master sets of every set that had come out in a binder, a giant binder, and it was just something for her to do, like pass the time where her husband was away at work, so she didn't really like. It was just something to do. She gifted me this whole binder. Uh, have it for years, and then one day it's gone. Coincidentally, so was my Game Boy Color. I asked my mom, and she swears she didn't sell it in a garage sale. Who knows what happened to these cards? But someone, hopefully, somewhere made, I mean, tons and tons of money. Like they're at this point, like if kept in the condition that they were in, it's $200,000 to $300,000 minimum worth of Pokemon cards, which is insane to even think. That was the first fumble. Not necessarily my fault, but it is what it is. Uh, and then so fast forward, I'm an adult now. I've still been collecting Pokemon cards on and off my entire life. I'm like 23 at this point. I'm working at Best Buy, and we would get employee discounts even on Pokemon cards. They weren't quite as there was enough hype where people would come in and look for them, and like I would be genuinely buying them every single one they came in. But I'm ripping in the packs, like I'm opening them. I've got all the cards here, minus the ones I've sold, and I'll get to that. But I mean, I was getting booster packs for $2.98. I'm talking like Fusion Strike, uh, all of Sword and Shield. This is Sword and Shield era when I'm working at Best Buy. I have multiple Fusion Strike ETBs that I've of course opened, and I have the cards from them. Sold some off, um, and I'll get to the Charizard EPC that came out at that time. I have it. Well, I have the box, and this is full of bulk. Like it's heavy. It's full of my bulk. I have boxes on boxes and tins and thousands of cards I need to go through. They're all mine. Like all just cards that I've collected just from buying Pokemon cards. I've never bought a collection. I've bought singles here and there from card shops, um, and then maybe a couple cards off people whenever I first started selling. And to kind of explain that, last year around May, I started watching PokePasture, TCG, and I mean I have ADHD, so whenever I get into something, which is this is already like a lifelong hobby that I've had, and now I've done all of this research and realized like, all right, enough is enough. It's time to make money off of this. Mostly so I can afford to keep buying cards. Because at this point I really like can't. I want more cards, but I can't just keep spending endless money on them. So I'm and at the time I'm hitting. Like I got me and my friends are into it. A couple of them are brand new to the hobby, and we're streaming on Discord every night. of what Pokemon cards we can find, and ripping them on stream and Discord, and I'm getting hits, like consistent. I pulled the Raging Bolt from was that Temporal Forces, or was that Journey Together? The Raging Bolt EX, and just like I eyeball this card, and I'm like, this is a PSA 10. I've never graded a card in my life. Never owned a graded card, nothing. But I send it in, I spend like the $75 or whatever it is to get it back within like a couple weeks. It comes back in, it's a 10. Awesome. I've been watching, literally every video that PokePaster has on like starting a TCG business. And I do that. And the timing of it was kind of bad on my part because I started and then it was whatever the day is I don't know what it was. It was around May. But there's a day, there's some kind of like sale or something. I really can't remember. And it entices buyers to buy cards. So, and I'm going on vacation at this point. And while I'm on vacation, like I make like $200-300. Like he in his videos, he's like, you do these, you follow these steps, you set up your store, you're like this, like you'll have orders before you wake up the next morning. I had like 4, 5, 6 orders before I woke up the next morning for a couple $100, and they just keep coming. They keep coming. I have to pause it so I can go on vacation, and then kind of life got in the way and got busy. Got a new job, or got busier. I think got busier at my current job, and got a raise, etc. And it's kind of I've always gone through kind of ebbs and flows. Like I said, I'm ADHD, so I hyperfixate a lot, and then I'll just drop it for a while. But I still have all these cards, so I kind of stopped buying cards for a while, and then it's like a here and there thing. Whenever I see them, like anytime I go to the store, I go look, and if there was a lot, they usually was like If there was very little, okay, Pokemon's popular right now then. And I would usually grab whatever there was. Of course, nowadays they have a quantity limit. How people are still clearing them out in 30, like within 20 minutes, I don't know. But and then fast forward to within the last 72 hours, I started. Actually, like a week ago, the GameStop hosted an event, and it's learn and play the One Piece TCG, and I love One Piece. Me and my son love watching One Piece. I've been collecting the cards when I can find them. I'm not like I wouldn't say an avid collector, but anytime I can find them, I was buying them. But not very many. Probably less than 20 packs I've found in the wild. This is going like all over this great state of Texas, looking for One Piece cards. Whenever I do go to these card shops, and they're nowhere to be found. So we play that TCG game, and it comes rushing back. I'm back fully delved into it, and the problem now is I have adult money. I've been an adult for a while. I'm 27 years old, but I have not really had the fun. I just graduated college a couple years ago, got a good job this last year, just hit I've been there like a year and a half or whatever. My finances are in order. So I'm gonna go buy a couple, go to, it's actually a video game store, but they sometimes sell One Piece cards. Pick up 2 boxes of EBO3, this new set. It's all the chicks from One Piece. I'm not gonna lie, I love Gunner cards. It's like one of my favorites. Just is what it is. They look cool, they look nice, they're chicks. Alright, you get the point. But I buy 2 boxes. Partially, I give my son a couple packs, and we're opening them. We're playing the TCG game too. We've been playing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun. and much easier. It was easier for him to grasp, and it was pretty quick for me to grasp. Like at that event at GameStop, I learned it pretty quick. So I buy these 2 boxes. They're like $312, and I'm already back in that mindset of like I can make money doing this. I know I can, because I've seen other people do it. I've done it. It's just like I know enough now, like just in the world in general, like markets and supply and demand, etc. So I buy these 2 boxes, and I'm like I'm gonna open one, and I'm gonna keep the other one sealed. It's like trying to get into sealed long-term investing. I'm just trying to diversify here. So I open the first box, and then I don't pull anything. And I just like told myself at the beginning, like if I don't hit on this first box, I'm opening the second box. So I open the second box, and within the first few packs, I pull this Nami ESP. If you keep up with One Piece or just cards in general, this card is basically the chase of that set, and I think the highest sold was like right under $1,700. So I just pulled a $1,400 to $1,700 card off of spending $600. So I mean, I'm at all-time peak hyper focus right now, and hopefully we'll be able to steamroll this into selling, investing, and I'll stop rambling. But so like right now, I sent off 10 cards, One Piece cards that get graded. I've got all of these. These are all One Piece cards I'm planning to grade. And then I've got another, it's a total of like, so that's like 20. And then there's, I think, 18 Pokemon cards. Nothing crazy. There's Articuno, Noibat, Lugia, a couple of celebrations, Pokemon Go, Ditto. Just some cards. I basically just looked up the PSA 10 value, try to find some PSA 10s, because that's kind of my strategy to in my head, like that's the best way to make the most money the quickest, even though the grade, I don't know if the quickest, but basically make money value out of thin air. I want to send these cards off because I've done it before. One time I sent it off, got a 10, and a $6 pack of cards turned into a $300 card. So that's kind of my like main focus there. But selling cards on TCG Player, I've got tons of, this is all my own collection, although I am planning to, put capital into buying some collections, even like my friends' collections and whatever I can get. Goal, make money, keep enjoying the hobby. I do want to be able to rip packs and then grade or sell the cards I get from those. That's like the main thing. I enjoy the hobby, but I mostly, like I have all of these cards that I don't have a binder. They sit in a top loader and a penny sleeve in a box. So like right now with this Nami card, I'm kind of, and maybe anyone has a recommendation on what I should do here, just that I'm getting started off again, and I kind of just deployed quite a bit of capital, and I'll go over the numbers. I have them on my whiteboard over here in just a minute when I'm done rambling. But so say this is like $1,400, $1,300 card. And I keep switching the price back and forth from like a mid-range price to the low price to see if it'll sell within a couple hours. Or I'm debating getting it graded, and then there's not really any of these for sale, PSA 10 if I can get a 10 on it. And then, that's money. Or I could sell it low, as quick as possible, and get about, say, $1,100, $1,200 in value out of $600. So doubling my money no matter what. And I can redeploy that capital, say, to get these cards graded. Send a decent chunk of these cards off, but then they will be gone for a while. And of course, that capital will be deployed, but that's fine. I do make pretty good money, and I am fine with putting more money into this. That's not really an issue. Of course, I mean, I want to be smart about it, but there's more capital I can deploy. And okay, I think that's kind of the end of my rant. That's the backstory. Oh, I almost forgot. So yeah, I had like I said, I used to work at Best Buy. I got discounts. I got the Celebrations ETB for like $40. We'll say $35, $40. And this was the first time that I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this. Like, I'm just gonna hold it, keep it sealed. And it sat in my garage, in my closet, and all these different areas for like 2 years. And then one day, like, I just got the itch, and my son was watching Pokemon, and we had opened some packs, and I just went and grabbed it. And I mean, just we ripped it open. I split the packs with him. We opened them. Didn't pull anything crazy. That ETB, Celebrations ETB now is $294. And that kind of like segues into some of the sealed. I'm about to show you some of the sealed product I have. But $294, even if I got it for $50. And if I had just held on to that for like 6 more months, it would have been the $200 box. It was a $200 box then. Or even just doubled. Same thing kind of went with the Charizard UPC. So I'm working at Best Buy, and they come in. There's 2. We get 2 in stock. I buy both of them. They're like, I don't know what they were MSRP. Maybe if it was the same as the most recent one, then like $190. But we'll just say I spend $300-$400 on these boxes, and kind of the same plan. I'm gonna rip one, and I'm gonna keep one. I ripped the one that I have here, and I don't really pull anything. I don't hit anything. So I'm sitting on the unopened one for a little bit, and I decide we keep getting more in stock, and they're just sitting on the shelf. So I decide to return the second box. A Charizard UPC. That same Charizard UPC now is $480. So that's fumble number 2. Fool me once. The first time, not really my fault. Fool me twice. Charizard UPC. Shame on, I don't know. Celebrations ETB. Held on to it almost long enough. This close to long enough. And I really hope this is recording. Or picking up the sound. Hold on. No. I hope this has been picking up my sound the entire time, because I just realized the microphone receiver is turned off, and yeah, we'll see in a minute. That's gonna be painful. So it's $774 of value now in today's market that I just didn't have the patience to sow. Wasn't able to sow that, reap that. Yeah, I wasn't able to reap that because I didn't sow it. So now I have more patience. I'm a little bit older. I have more money. So also, I mean, that's a big factor too. If I spend $400 on cards and they sit there for a while, that's fine. That's why I did it. Hoping that they'll go up. Historically, every single thing I've seen, everything that I've owned, sealed and end up opening, has gone up 3, 4, 5x. So right now, I'm kind of like diversifying. I'm trying to sell singles on TCG, do some long-term investing with sealed products, and also do the grading cards. And you'll have to excuse me because another thing too, like I'm gonna do this. I told myself I'm gonna do this, and I'm doing it. And the same goes for YouTube. Been watching of course, tons of PokePaster TCG, and then most recently Phantom Cards. I saw he started a TCG store with $0, which I want to say like I almost did, except I
went full ADHD mode and impulsive and bought all this extra stuff, and that's fine. But it was I've watched within the last 48 hours. I've watched like every video he's uploaded in the last 2 months since he started his journey with that. And like I'm gonna do it. Same with YouTube. I've done 1,000 different channels and it not worked out. So we're gonna get to the numbers, what I have, what I'm starting with, and then the starting point. And that's mostly what this is. It's for legacy. It's not for follows. But I picked up 2. Okay, this is gonna be kind of hard. Picked up 2 of these Pokemon Day boxes. Ascended Heroes ETB, 2 Mega Evolutions 10s with the Charizard and the Charizard UPC. And all right, so the numbers, and hopefully you can see this, right? We'll see. But the One Piece booster boxes spent $600, Charizard UPC $190, the 2 Mega Evolution 10s $80. 2 Pokemon Day boxes, $40, and then I spent $270 on grading. Comes out to $1,180 that I've spent. Like I said, I sold singles on TCG last year, started and then stopped. Life got in the way, whatever it was, doesn't really matter. But I'm back at it. So the previous sales, first time trying, $479. This is just selling my collection. Still, have not bought any cards to just sell. And then in the last 72 hours, since I got back on this kick, I've done $204 in sales. I mean, this is all of my Pokemon card inventory that's left on TCG. Like, they're clearing me out. I've got to get more inventory now. I've got a collection lined up to buy for a couple hundred, lots of bulk in it. I have lots of my own bulk to go through. But with that total of $683 that I've made selling Pokemon cards, less into what I've spent in the last week, kind of like kickstarting this again. I'm basically $500 in the hole. So I'm gonna consider, and that's like adding some rounded number, like a guesstimate on how much I've spent on like envelopes and bubble mailers. It's probably more than that. Pinning sleeves and top loaders. Okay, not bad. So we're calling it a $500 start. That's what I'm doing. It's my thing. I can do that. Whatever. But this is just to document the journey. This is the starting numbers. $500. We're basically 3 days into restarting the Pokemon TCG journey, or I should say TCG journey, because I got One Piece, Pokemon. I used to love Magic. I still have Magic cards laying around. I got baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards. And to end the video, now I'll just show you a little bit. Not too much because my house is a mess. But I mean, like, somebody gave me a box of sports cards. Not into sports at all. Like, they don't think this is worth anything, but it's cool. Michael Jordan, $100 bill. And then I've just got, there's Pokemon, sports, Star Trek. These are sealed Star Trek cards. I have so much, and there's so much I can do with this. And it be a hobby and also a source of income. So I'm doing it. This is a over 20-minute long video. If you stuck around, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think below. Let me know what I should do with the Nami card, if I should sell it. This is my intro starting video. I'll keep it shorter from here. Maybe not. But we're going to see where this is going. My goal is to make $50,000 additional this year. Now, on top of what I make from work, I I want to make $50,000. Doesn't necessarily have to all be from this TCG business, but that's the goal. Love for it to be from that. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know if you're doing the same. Have any tips, tricks, criticisms, feedback. All right, we'll see y'all later.